From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 22nd, 2021. A Lebanese drone that entered Israeli airspace was shot down by the IDF. The IDF tweeted that our troops downed a drone that crossed from Lebanon into Israeli airspace earlier today. The drone was monitored by our troops throughout the incident. We will continue to operate in order to prevent any attempt to violate Israeli sovereignty. The government of Austria announced a national strategy yesterday to fight anti-Semitism, which is on the rise in the country. The Times of Israel reports that the plan includes improving security for synagogues, increased education about Judaism, and a tougher stance against anti-Semitic hate crimes. The American Jewish Committee welcomed the initiative, tweeting their thanks to Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz for, they wrote, his leadership in the fight against Jew hatred. The World Jewish Congress launched its We Remember campaign this week, asking the public to post their photo with the hashtag We Remember on social media for International Holocaust Remembrance Day to ensure, the WJC wrote, that the lessons of the past are never forgotten. This year's theme is Learn from the Past, Protect the Future. WJC President Ronald Lauder said, as eyewitness memories of the Holocaust fade and as our world has confronted the COVID-19 pandemic, we are seeing rising levels of anti-Semitism, xenophobia, racist ideologies, and Holocaust denial. We must heed the horrific lessons of the past and learn from and share the stories of Holocaust survivors to honor the memory of the 6 million Jews the Nazis killed and to ensure today's escalation of hatred does not become a repetition of those atrocities. International Holocaust Remembrance Day is this coming Wednesday, January the 27th. 162 new immigrants from Ethiopia arrived in Israel today. The Ethiopian Airlines plane landed at Ben Gurion Airport this morning. This is the sixth flight in Operation Tzur Yisrael, which means the rock or foundation of Israel, which hopes to bring 2,000 Ethiopian Jews to the Jewish state, many of whom have been waiting in camps in Gondar and Addis Ababa for decades to do so. The flight was funded today by Keren HaYesod United Israel Appeal with financial support from Peter Wang, a Christian Chinese entrepreneur. Israel's Absorption and Immigration Minister Penina Tamano-Shata, herself born in Ethiopia, said the fact that dozens of new Olim will celebrate this Shabbat on the land of Israel fills me with feelings of pride and satisfaction, adding that today a long and taxing journey of waiting to be reunited with their families is over, and I am happy to lead the return of our sons and daughters home to Israel. UCLA opened a new center to study the history of Jewish music in America. The JTA reports that the Lowell Milken Center for Music of American Jewish Experience was endowed by the Milken Family Foundation and is now part of the university's Herb Alpert School of Music. Milken told the JTA that the center aims to become a national leader in the exploration of Jewish music, which the center's director, Mark Kligman, said shows the vitality and vibrancy of Jewish life and represents a new way to explore American Jewry through its music. Well, Jerusalem is looking to the future, to when the pandemic is under control and tourists will once again flood the city. Jerusalem Mayor Moshe Leon announced an initiative to illuminate prominent buildings in the capital, like the well-known YMCA, the Great Synagogue, the Tower of David, and the Church of the Holy Trinity, among many others. The mayor said as part of the project to improve the city, together with the preparations we are currently making for the massive absorption of tourists that is expected to reach the city the day after the coronavirus, we decided on a monument lighting campaign throughout the city. The project is expected to be completed this coming June. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, January the 22nd. Coming up at 6 o'clock, it's live Shabbat services from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8:30, Barry Schrage speaks about a Jewish Renaissance. At 9, it's the film Blue and Gray, about the 10,000 Jewish soldiers who fought in the Civil War. Then at 10, it's the film Greenhorn. At 10:30, a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by an encore presentation of the services from Central Synagogue. And coming up next, it's a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 22nd, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Shabbat Shalom.